How did it slide together? Oh, hi! Welcome to another video. So this is gonna be a different video, as opposed to like one brand. I'm gonna do a full face drag makeup transformation. Just like I said, I started with drag. It's kind of what I love to do. It's the most fun. So we're gonna do one really quick. I did shave earlier. I washed and moisturized my face. Did just get my hair paint, and that's kind of what was the inspiration. I want to use this paint hair with a pink lipstick that almost matches it completely. It's gonna be awesome. You ready? Let's get started. Alright, so for the base, I'm going to use PhotoFocus foundation. It is one of my favorites. And then for primer, I just found this out earlier today. I'm going to use a combination of the Poreless Putty primer and the jelly primer from Wet n Wild. It made my skin look so airbrushed, but the trick with it was I used this. This is a silicone blender. I'm going to use this with the Poreless Putty primer, and it's going to make my face look so smooth. It's just, I mean, I'm getting here. So you can see all these pores, right? Right? They're there. Watch this. Punch that in there, and you have to do it with the silicone because it really just pushes it into the skin and flattens it out. No pores. You could do this with a brush or a sponge, but I think you really need to do it with the silicone. I think this is going to be it. And I know everyone's trying to come up with their own viral makeup hack for like making your face look airbrush, but I really think it's the Poreless Putty primer pressed into the skin in areas where you want to minimize texture with a specific silicone product that makes it work. Now that we've done that, we're going to do the jelly primer. And this one, because it is literally like that, I'm just going to dip in a little bit out with my finger. Come on. That's the weirdest texture. Put it, oh shoot. Come on, get in. Mix it on my face. And this one we're putting down because it's going over that smoothed out skin. It's gonna hydrate a little bit, but the important thing is it's gonna leave the skin tacky. Because the worst thing you want when you're doing full face, when you're doing a drag makeup, is you want shit to move. You want this stuff to stay where it's at. Oh, there's a little bit extra. We'll put it on my nose. That stuff always slides away. Cool. I think that's good. Alright, awesome. Alright, priming and prepping is done. Alright, and I am using the PhotoFocus in the matte formulation, the original, not the new dewy. This is one that's been in my kit for a while. I really like it. The shade match is pretty close, but it does get a little off. But I change color and I wear so much of it, it doesn't matter anyway. But the reason I like to use this foundation for drag is because it's low cost. So I don't feel bad about using it. And I use it everywhere. I use it on my face, my body, on my chest, like everywhere. And it looks great. A lot of what I'm going to use is actually drugstore because, like, kind of going back to the foundation, if something's low cost, I don't feel as bad about using it up. Obviously, some stuff I will use that's going to be more higher end, some e-commerce, some prestige. I think that's pretty even, right? I'm looking at myself in the camera, not at the camera itself. So if it looks like I'm not quite looking directly at you, that's why. Ellie, what are you huffing and puffing about? Lay down. It's my dog. She's sweet. Okay, we can hit that with some concealer later. I do like to kind of do, if I'm doing something more matte for the foundation, because I want to control oil and really shellac onto the skin, I'm going to do something a little bit more creamy with concealer to help hydrate a little bit, so it's not too bad. Otherwise, if I'm doing vice versa, I'm doing a really creamy foundation that's very long lasting, I'll do a more mattifying concealer. But I always go as light as I possibly can with concealers. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is a newer one. That's one I've been actually pretty obsessed with. It's got such good coverage, but it's $6 and it's so cheap. And it's so nice. It feels almost cool when you put it on. We're gonna put this all in here. Now you might think, okay, this looks like normal beauty makeup. Trust me, when we're doing full drag, we're gonna do a lot of this, but we're not gonna do too much because it's all about highlighting where you want highlights to appear like you've been lit from the stage. There we go. a little bit better. And we are gonna highlight under the cheekbone as well. So the cheekbone is here. I'm gonna hit right under here and go back. Right under here. Yeah, it's about even. And then go back. And the reason we do this is because we want to make the cheekbones pop more. And we're not gonna go too far down with the contour though, because we don't want it to pronounce the jaw too much. So then we're gonna take the tip and blend that out. Something I see a lot of queens do, which I don't know if they always know they're doing this, they over highlight the chin and under highlight here, where if they highlight here and then have this be the same amount, that's fine, but because the chin does poke out more, you really need to tone it down. I'm actually gonna take my foundation side and just puff over that to really diminish it. And then I'm gonna just blend this a little bit more into the front so it's not too like what's going on with your face, because you want it to be like snatched triangular. You don't want it to be like Brit. You want it to be like diamond. Now this one's a recent find for me. This is from the Kimchi Sheet Beauty, which I'm obsessed with. They're the most concealer. It's a newer product. It's pure white. I've been playing with it a lot though. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this right under like where the eye is. Not too much though, because I just want to really brighten there. And I'm gonna do the same thing on my nose. And because it has the brush applicator, I'm just gonna do right with it. I think that's good. Cool. And then we're just gonna do a little bit more under here. I like to do it like right on the cheekbone a little bit because it really makes that pop. Makes it look really nice. So then we're gonna take that and put it right over it because we're just gonna lighten it. A lot of people use the Clown White from what is it? Krylon. And I like Krylon. I just feel like the stuff is too heavy sometimes. I can't always wear it for long periods. Because my face is so oily, it does tend to break up. Even if I do bake and everything, it just kind of moves. Now, this is the tricky part. I want to blend this, but I don't want to move it. So I'm just gonna go. Alright. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. Got that nice and highlighted. Now, contour. I'm a cream contour, and I always use my Anastasia cream contour stick in the shade Shadow. It's like their lightest one, but I find it tends to work for me since I'm usually a pasty person. And right kind of where we highlighted, we stopped the highlighting, we're going to follow that line. But not all the way, it's just going to move. There we go, right there. And then the forehead, I like to do kind of like a sleek back this way, following the eye line into the temple. And then I like to do like a round forehead. There we go. And then next is the jaw. So for this, I tend to do straight down from the ear. And then round out from that into the jaw side. Not all the way to the chin, but almost. And then the chin itself is going to get some extra contour because I have a bony chin. And fill that gap in there, and we're good. Cool. Looks like a lot. Don't worry, it's gonna buff out. And then we have to do under the chin as well. For this, you want to go down into like right here, where right above your Adam's apple, or like that fold in your neck when it starts becoming your neck and starts becoming your chin. And then you're gonna buff all this in. So that's how we're gonna start. Part of the main reason I like the shadow stick so much is because it really has a sort of like smoky gray tone, which really looks like a shadow. It's not made to look like here's a skin color, it's made to look like a shadow on skin color, which is why it works so well. I think, I heard this story once, and I'm not sure if I'm connecting the dots correctly or not, but it was someone on a photo shoot for a male model took a cream stick and drew abs on himself to emphasize his abs. And the person who was I forget who it was like so kind of like people don't even look like that. It's all makeup and Photoshop. And like, I think it might have been the stitch, because this one is like that perfect, like you draw it on and it looks like shadow. I'm taking whatever's left on it on my nose, just a little bit, just to add kind of like that definition. If you saw my other videos, I did do this in the inner corner, right by the nose here, because it just makes the nose look longer, and it makes the eyes look like they pop more. So we're just gonna do that. And a little bit right under the lip. We didn't put the stitch there because that's too much. Because I'm going to be overdrawing my lips, I'm not going to do that contour here because it's going to be too much. I am going to, however, grab this OCC concealer in the shade R5. It's the darkest one. OCC, rest in peace. I love you. We're going to just grab a little bit of that on this same brush we were blending this out with. Just like that. And we're just going to deepen the edges here. The edges. You're nothing without your edges. And I dotted that around the face, kind of like foundation, before I just started to blend it in because I knew it was going to be a lot of product. So, like this. I'm going to actually bring it back more before I start bringing it up. Because I'm worried that it's going to be too dark, but I also don't want it to like take over. Okay, so then for that, we're going to just bring this up a little bit more into the bone hollow here, and then bring it down. There we go. That's our cheekbone for dread. See how just that compared to that, totally different? So we're going to bring this back, hollow this whole thing out, carve it like a jack-o'-lantern. And then we're going to bring it right under the bone here. And then all the way down, almost to the mouth. Not quite. Now, because I have a very diamond-shaped head, it's very angular, I'm playing into that by doing like almost diamond-shaped contours. If you're more round, you would do more of like a swoosh contour. And if you're more oval, not as sharp as I am, you would kind of do more of like a swoosh at a curve, almost like a parentheses, as opposed to like a Nike swoosh. But it does depend on how your cheekbones do show up. Some people have the same face shape, but they have different cheekbones. And if you ever have questions, feel free to DM me. I love to help people, unless it gets too overwhelming, in which case, sorry. But I doubt that will ever happen. Yeah, Instagram, I'll link it down below. Same with my, what's the word? My Twitter, which I follow a lot of porn on Twitter. Maybe I won't put my Twitter. I am contouring my nose twitch here with that same, whatever's left on that brush, just to really get that good shadow. And this is going to make the nose look like it's pointing up more. I have a more pointed nose, less of like a, not that I have a, but it just really emphasizes. That's, I feel like, what dread is mostly about. Emphasizing what you already have to making it look hyper realistic. Alright, and there's contouring. Now we're going to move on to powder and baking. Alright, so I'm going to use two different powders. I know it sounds high maintenance as all hell, but that's me. And I'm going for the Full Fantasy. Where's my other powder puff? Is it hiding? Where did you... Hold on, wait, if that's there... It's right in front of me. So that's that one, that's this one, okay. So I'm going to use first the Ghost powder by Makeup Revolution, this one here. I use this a lot for SFX, but I love it because it brightens. I'm going to be using this one to bake slightly, and then I'm going to be going over it with the translucent. So we're going to be doing this right on top of our highlights that we highlighted. So right in here, see that? That flush of white. Yeah. And we're going to bring this down the nose a touch just to really sharpen it. Alright. And if it looks like a lot, don't worry, we'll buff it out, it'll look a lot better. Now the other side, if you don't have a powder puff, you can do this with a damp sponge. I used to do that before I had a powder puff. You can do this with a brush if you have like a dense powder brush that's pointed. Done that too. And then again, down the side of the nose. I'm just doing a neutron thing. Sorry, it's Friday, and I just rewatched the last episode of RuPaul's Drag Race in preparation for the episode tonight. So I'm kind of reliving Shay's lip sync of victory. Take a little bit, and we're going to do the nose. This is the hard part of the nose. You want to pinch it, but you don't want it to be too... soft that you don't get anything on there. So you're gonna take it and just go paint ants on a log. You want to just like, that's a way to do it. And then before it can set, you just kind of like clear it off. There we go. Do a little bit on the tip there. There we go. I think that's pretty good for the Ghost. We are going to do a little bit more highlighting later, but we're going to set the rest of the face with the regular powder now. I think I have enough of this powder in here. I might have to get more. So we're going to dip into it, tap it off, and then just we're gonna kind of act like we're gonna bake and then buff out. So we're gonna go right under here. Yep, start there and then just buff it out. We're gonna mix this in with the other powder. Tone that down a bit, and then keep in mind, we're not doing this to look like a person. We're doing this to look like a drag queen. So it's not gonna always look normal for a second. It's gonna look a little insane. God, I saw that Trixie Mattel in her video from 10 years ago. That's not a good sign. Again, over those powders, marry them, making like a diamond shape here. But when we do the forehead, it's gonna all come together. And because we foundationed our neck, we have to set our neck. Especially if you're wearing anything that's somewhat close to your neck, you need to make sure you set it. Otherwise, it's just not gonna stay. All right, middle of the forehead, go out. I'm just trying, doing a neutral thing. Okay, you think we've got almost the whole face. Push it into the eyes. I do my eyes too, because when I start drawing stuff on, it's so outside my area, it doesn't matter. And then I'm actually gonna go over these areas with this powder. Really tone that down a bit. There you go. Okay. And then we're gonna take our powder brush. This one here, it's a trusty old powder brush, and we're just gonna dust any excess off. And what this does is it helps us make sure we didn't miss anywhere, but also gets rid of any excess. And if I need to, I grab whatever's left in that. I did have enough powder, yay! I just do that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now, usually I do my contouring next in powder. Okay, for contouring, I use two different products. I do like a transition color for my contour, and then I do like a deep color for my contour, almost like we did for the cream. For the original, where is that brush? They've been hiding on me, I swear. There you are. We're gonna use this brush, and we're gonna use that Wet n Wild contour palette, the same one we used in the last video. Take this and that, and we're gonna really go to town here. Yeah. Again, we're gonna like fill in that diamond shape. There we go. And don't be afraid to really go into the hair, because if you put any sort of hairpiece on, it's just gonna disappear in there anyway. Same thing up here. Bringing that up, and then I'm also going to take this and put it right in here in that hollow. We're going to connect this with the nose contour. Really just scrub the side of the nose, and I always want to like almost go like pinching it inward like that. Then bring that into the orbital bone, and that's how I start my eye. So that's why I do this, because then I brings it into my eye. Connect that there. We're good on that part. So now we're gonna do the top of the forehead. I do like a little right there, and then bring it around. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. Then you do this, then that, and this, and that, and then that, and then that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, contour me, queen. So my drag name, I believe, is going to be Cherry Bob-omb. I kept saying Bob-omb. It's Bob-omb. Cherry Bob-omb. Like Mario. And this is the thing. You want this to be highlighted down here, but you don't want it to be too much. Because like the bone is here. And I have it right on the top of the bone and right on the bottom of the bone. What that does is it really helps everything kind of like lift up a little bit, but it grounds it with the bone, so no matter which area you're seeing me from, it looks good. I'm just trying, doing a new front. Alright, then under the lip. Now we do the chin. I hope you guys know this isn't like something I'm doing to like get famous or get a job. I'm just doing it because it's a hobby. Like, this is just going to be a hobby for me. It's going to be something I'm going to do for fun. And if I ever don't feel like it's fun anymore, I'm going to stop. We're going to do a little bit more on the forehead because I have a 7 head. and I needed to make sure it's covered. But when we do that other color, we're gonna put that a lot back here. Okay, I think we're ready for that one. So a lot of people will be like, that's already a lot of contour, but because I'm so pasty, I can go darker, and I'm going to. So I'm gonna use that fan brush, my trusty fan brush. I love it, I need it, I want it, oh baby, oh baby. It's right in front of me. We're gonna grab that Anastasia bronzer that I love. This is the rich amber shade, love it. And this is that Dulce de Leche contouring, it went wild. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna do kind of like we did last time. We're just gonna feather it in right over that, right on the edge. See that gradation? It deepens it so perfectly. How about building shadows? And then we're gonna go ham on the forehead. First we're gonna do is like hold it kind of like, see that? Twist it a little bit towards, away from you. And then it's gonna line up with your temple line and then go up. There we go. And then I like to connect these a little bit because it grounds it a little bit more in reality. I'm really concerned with real mess. I'm so excited for this pink hair. Oh, and this pink lipstick I'm gonna do. Oh, I wonder what color I should do for my eyes. I was thinking kind of breaking out the Native Cherry palette, going very like red, plummy, purpley, sort of pinky tones, or I could go the other direction and go very, let's see. We'll go again with the nose. Oh, it pinches it so well. I didn't do the other side of this, did I? Nope. You guys were just gonna let me do it. You didn't say anything. I see. I thought you were true friends. I just did. There we go. Alright. Alright, I decided what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the Kimchi Rainbow Shards palette because I love Kim. Kim, please sponsor me. I love you. I love you forever and ever. Ellie, you're ruining my moment. I'm gonna use the Kimchi Rainbow Shards palette and I'm gonna do like a pinky brown look. Keep it half neutral. There's this color here, Rust. It's very blush toned. That's gonna be kind of my inspiration. We're gonna pop a little bit of watermelon and I think a little bit of Burgundy or Toast to add some depth, but we'll see how dark we want to go. All right, so let's see. First thing we're gonna do is this brush here. This is a nice fluffy brush. We're gonna grab Rust and go to town. We're just gonna essentially go right over where we went with that first color. And just pop it right in on that bone, the orbital bone. Orbital bone is your #1 best friend when it comes to makeup because it grounds a lot of things. Your nose, your eyes, your eyebrows. Yeah. So see how this is perfectly kind of like just adding a little bit of peachy flush there, but it's not too pink, it's not too red, it's not too orange. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Fuck yeah. Sorry, but yeah. I think maybe I'll do like a pop of pink, like right on the inside or something. I don't know. I really want to tie in some hot pink on the eye somewhere. Maybe I'll cut the crease and have it be pink right by the crease. That'll be something. Alright, again, other side. This is my bad side, so I'm glad you guys can get all up in this. So follow that bone. And if it looks like we're going really high, we are. Also, I just forgot to note, I am drawing my eyebrows back, so you can maybe see a little of them stubbling. But for the most people, they have eyebrows. So if you want to do this, you would have to cover your eyebrows. I always use Elmer's Elucid Disappearing Purple. It's a staple. I have one right here because it's anticipation. And I usually use either the Ghost Powder or the Wet n Wild Translucent to set it because they have a little bit of pigment to them. They really help smooth things. That, and I really like the Coty Airspun, but that one is not cruelty-free if you are a cruelty-free fan like I am. I know I said I worked for Clean, and I'm really a bit cruelty-free. That's a conversation for another day. I'm gonna do a little bit of this under the eye as well. This kind of helps marry it. Let's see. Oh my god, I'm gonna show up to Rachel's and she's gonna be like, I thought you did this look today. Like, I did. I washed it off when I dyed my hair. And then I did another look. Oh, her look was really cool. I don't think I could get away with that. It'd be too much. Too much going on in one look. I do love a blue-based paint though. And I love that that watermelon in here is a blue-based paint. Yeah, we're just gonna this watermelon. Oh, you do such wonderful things for me, paint. I don't know why. Am I slowly becoming Trixie Mattel? Is that what's happening? I know we're both from the Midwest, but come on. Oh, by the way, I'm from Minneapolis. If I never said that, I'm from Minneapolis. And right now it is mid-June. I really wish this palette would have a yellow in it. It'd be perfect. See, this is why I love these shadows. I gave this this exact same palette to my sister for her birthday, and she was like, "Oh, they're kind of patchy," and then I'm like, "Okay, talk to me in 10 minutes." 10 minutes later, oh my god, they're great. And I'm like, yeah, they're just buttery, but the way that they're pressed, oh, it's so good. I mean, remember, this is Drad. A bit inspiration for this look, I'm not even gonna lie, is Alyssa Edwards. I do have her palette, the Alyssa palette. I will definitely break that out. That one is my favorite Drad palette, especially if I'm getting ready somewhere, because it has all the colors that I need. This one is nice, but it is a little bulky. So, for comparison, also this one doesn't have a white. This is the Kimchi Rainbow Sharks palette. This is the Alyssa Edwards palette. So this one has a lot more variety in colors, but it also has all the same neutrals and colors in there. But then this one has a yellow, and it has a purple and these matte shades. So this one's my favorite one to travel with if I'm ever doing that. I bring it everywhere I go for like, what's it? Freelancing. Yeah, it's a constant. It's great for zombie makeup because it's got this beautiful grayish purple. It's great for beauty makeup because it has these beautiful peachy neutrals. It's great. I'm just trying doing a neutron dance. Okay, we're almost there with the look. I decided I'm gonna add a little bit of blue right by where this line is, where I'm gonna stretch out the lid. And the reason for that is I want to make purple. I don't want to pull out another palette. So we're gonna put this blue here, really deepen it. That's the thing, is like, you can mix colors to make the perfect color. Everyone's like, oh, I just want a shadow that's this color. I'm like, well, if you have this palette, you can mix these two. Or if you have this palette and you have this palette, which you do, because I'm right here in your room, just mix these two. It's like, oh, well, won't that be? No, trust me. See that? It's doing exactly what I wanted it to. It's making that smoky purple that I wanted. And then this blue I'm gonna put under the eye to pop there. Like my two most insufferable friends got together. And we weren't able to insufferable each other out, so they gave up. Okay, now see how that not only like swiped it up, because I extended it from the lower lash line, but I also moved it in there so it's not a good framework. When we put the liner on, it's gonna sit in there perfectly, cut the crease, will be great. I'm gonna do the other side, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, and I'm back. I did use a pencil brush to do the blue, by the way. I did not first say that. And I used a little bit of the paint on again. I went back in over the blue to make it more of a fluorescent purple, and it's working for me. So that's really what I want. Okay, see that? Perfect. Great, now I'm gonna cut the crease and do, cut the crease. I'm also gonna probably do my eyebrow at the same time, cut that out, and then I'll be back. To cut the crease, I am gonna be using that multitasking concealer again, the white one by Kimchi Chic Beauty, sorry. And I'm just gonna use the white. We're just gonna carve right in here. Right. There we go. I have a plan for the lid. It's not gonna stay white, but for now, it's going to be white. And we're gonna wrap this around the eye a little bit and bring it into the inner corner here. So that way that's already kind of mapped up for us. And then this goes right to the inner corner here. And then we're gonna go over that with shadow to clean it up, and the liner is gonna cover all that up anyway. So that's the lid, and then the brow, I'm gonna do the other lid quick. That's somewhat even, right? Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so that's my crease, and then I'm gonna set that later with something else, but we'll touch on that a little bit. But now I'm gonna carve out my, I'm gonna do my brows and then carve that out. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Micro Brow Pencil in shade 3. They don't really have colors, names, but that one, the dark one. I start my brow right above my crease, so that way when I lift my brows still move. I might actually bring it a little bit further down, actually, just so it doesn't look as obvious. And then we're gonna bring that up quite a bit. So you can kind of see where the eye shape is. There's like a pocket right here. That's where we're gonna fill. So do that, and then we're gonna bring it down. This is the bottom line, by the way. All right, so there's the bottom. Now we're gonna do the top. All right, and that's gonna be our brow pretty much. I'm gonna clean this up and fill it in with some pomade, or pomade. I like to say it the Canadian way, or at least that's how Simply Knowledgeable says it. And then I'm gonna clean that up with some of the white concealer as well. To fill in my brow, I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Dip Brow in medium brown. This is a nice sort of neutral brown. It is I do have the dark brown from them, but I like the medium brown better because I usually wear a lot of the lighter hair, nothing too dark. I don't want too dark of a brow. So this one has like a nice sort of neutrality to it. And because this dries matte, it looks really sleek. There we go. See that? That's a freaking brow. I'm just gonna feather up a little bit to give it more of that dimension. There we go. Yes. Okay, now it's this one. For the liner, I'm going to be doing liquid liner and then filling it in with gel. I'm going to be using the Pretty Easy Liquid Eyelining Pen by Clinique, and then the Jet Gel by Anastasia. Now, for the wing, I am setting it at my actual eye, but I do have it go really high up and really far out, so that's where I'm going to stop it. And then from there, we're going to bring it back in. And I think that's going to be our basic shape. I might get it a little bit thicker, but the main thing I want to do is this inner corner here and the wing. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. First I need to fix the concealer. Holy shit, why did no one tell me it was so bad? Because there's no one else here besides my dog, and she doesn't talk. Let me clean that up a bit. Yeah, that's good. Cool. It's falling off. There we go. That's a good line. That feeling when you get a clean line of liner is almost like that feeling when you get this tissue paper, the scissors start sliding through the tissue paper. Oh, it's so good. And I have to have this line be a little bit thinner than that line because this eye droops more, so I need to compensate for that. Okay, now we're gonna take that cream, and this is waterproof and it does set, so that's why I like it, and it's flat. It's flat. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. See that? I feel like this one does go out a little bit further than this one, but oh well. I think that's about what I want. I'm gonna make this a little bit more even so that it's... I think... No, there's two things you can do here. You can leave it like this and have it just live its life, or you can cover the entire lid with liner and make it really thick. I hate a thick line. I really do. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, I think we're good. I'm gonna take a touch of this, just whatever's left on this, and do the bottom really quick. And I'm gonna do right outside the waterline. And then connect that on the other corner a little bit. See how that just like really grounds it? See, that's what we want. Okay, I think that's good. Not to do lashes yet. I'm gonna move on to the rest of the face. Now, this is something I do pretty much every day, but especially when I'm in drag. I take a liner that's a like blue-black, and I put that in my waterline on the top. The reason for that is it makes my eyes look less red, because I have chronically dry eyes. Alright, there's that. Now we are gonna do the white liner under the eye quick. I'm just gonna use a quick little Morphe pencil and coconut. This is one I got a while ago. These actually were really nice, $3. Pop it in that waterline here. It's starting to get hot in here. I might need to turn the AC on soon. Alright, so there's that. I'm gonna grab that blue shadow again. This powder on there. Some of that blue shadow again and really just pump it up down there. Now that we've got it, it's kind of like in a good place. And then now going back to the Rainbow Sharks palette, I'm gonna grab black shadow on that same brush we did the liner with, and then just kind of like work this into this corner here. Because there's a fold, and you don't want people to see the fold. It gives away the fact that that's not your real eye. Because clearly you can't tell right now. So you can kind of see right there. Just gonna take that and... I don't give a crap about that. Go away. Take that and just like work it slowly into that corner. Just like fill it in. Okay, see, that's already better. Cool, we'll leave it like that for now. Now the rest of the face, I'm going to use my favorite blush stain I've ever owned, which is this here, the Trixie Mattel Summer of Love blush palette, and this is what I'm gonna do for my eyes too. I'm gonna take the highlighter in here, After School Special, which I love the name of that. I don't know why, it's so fun and effervescent. It just makes me think of like, all right, so we're gonna take that highlighter on this brush here. It's just any old brush. We're gonna pop it on the lid here. The reason we're doing this is because it's white, but it has a pink and a gold shift. So it's gonna pop really well against that purpley tone with the hot paint. Blush. We gotta use these blushes. Has to happen. So I'm gonna grab my blush brush, my trusty dusty blush brush, grab Girl on Girl, the little peachy tone, and then we're gonna grab that and put it all on the cheeks. I love blush, and I put it in my temples too, especially with a look like today where we're doing like focusing on the purple, the pink hair. Doing this all up right here is not really accented. Make it look intentional, you know? Oh, dang. Yeah. And then we're gonna bring this a little bit into the dome here, but we're gonna do more highlight there. And then we're gonna do, I don't do my highlighter before I do my blush because I always like to see where my blush sits before I put my highlighter. I'm popular all of a sudden. Alright, and then I do a little bit on the nose, right on the button here. There we go. Now we're gonna take darker blush and go right on the outside apples of the cheeks. And then same thing in the temple. I want more. Alright, I think that's good because we have a lot going on with the eyes. Lips. Now for lips, I'm going to use a darker purple lip liner. And this is Intense Jam by Clinique, like because it is very purple. Actually, you know what? Nope, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use one from Urban Decay. It's actually an eyeliner. It's called Alkaline. It's this beautiful purple tone. Yeah, that should be good, okay. So lips that I want to wear. This is the NYX lip product. This is the shade, what was it called? Pink Lust. In their liquid suede, which I do like. They're very comfortable. Hate overdrawn lips. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, yeah, there we go. All right, now it's time to highlight. Can't not highlight. We're gonna use our After School Special again. We're gonna grab our highlighting brush and we're gonna go to town. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, we're gonna set our face with setting spray and then do the highlight on top of it. Give it a second to dry off a little bit, and then just see that? Oh, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted so bad. Do above the brow. I do the cheekbone. I do it right out all it. And I do a little bit on the nose, just a little bit. I actually think I'm gonna take a little bit on that smaller brush that I have. Where is it? This one. And put a little bit right up here too. Just right on top of that. Yeah, because when it hits the light, it'll pop. See that? Oh yeah, that's cute. Cute. Okay. I think we're done. The only thing left is lashes. I'm not putting lashes on because I don't want to, but I do have lashes to put on. I'm just not going to put them on because I'm going downstairs to watch TV and I wear glasses. But yeah, this is the finished look for full face strata makeup. It's very similar to what you would normally do. Very exaggerated, very big. My brows naturally sit here. as reference. Like, these are where my brows grow in. So you can see where, like, it's elevated. And the contouring, my cheekbones are here. I'm really sucking them in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna suck them in even more. Why the heck not? I do this sometimes where I'm like, I want to be more contoured. Especially if you get washed out while everything's like setting, and you blend, and things just blend away into nothing. So that's why I love this bronzer, because I can just layer it a little bit at a time, and it just becomes really perfect. Alright, I think we're good. There we go. Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Alright, bye! I did do a little extra highlighting really quick between my nose and on my nose and my brows, because I feel like it was a little lost. That really helps sell everything, so I hope this helps with the whole finished picture, the highlights on point, and honestly, that trick I did with the primer really helps, so you can get away with a lot more of the highlight when you're in drag, because it doesn't settle into your skin. It looks more cheap, and even though I have wrinkles because I'm almost 30, it doesn't look like I do when I'm